We're going to continue now with medium, and this will be medium 5. And we will continue now, and we just heard from one Bible. And what's interesting about this is we have Bibles with different opinions, and that's part of my goal here to show you that this difficult passage has many different opinions. This time, we're going to use what's called the NLT, or the New Living Translation, Large Print Study Bible. Again, it has the text and the notes and an article. That's why we're using this one now. So we'll get right to, first of all, the notes below the text. So what this says, in fact, is on this note, it says that, okay, here's what it said. Saul asked a medium to describe what she saw that caused her to scream. She described a divine being, a god or gods, Hebrew word Elohim, existing, coming up. Perhaps she observed a human figure with a godlike or angelic appearance, or her use of the term God might reflect a pagan belief in a person becoming a god, a spirit possessing supernatural abilities after death. Now, you see, there is another interpretation of what might have happened. These are ways of describing what this Bible says, what she saw. So this one is more positive than the others in the fact that she did see whatever it was, and it has an interpretation of what it was and why she would say that. Now, in this one, there is also an article, and it's on the next page, and it's Calling Up the Dead. And I will read that. It says here, the Old Testament forbids occult practice such as spiritualism, divination, necromancy, in which someone attempts to contact the dead, usually to seek guidance about the future. Practicing necromancy and consulting a necromancer was capital offense. God's people were instead to rely on God for divine guidance. God buried Moses in an unmarked grave because Moses' stature and rise in meditation, Israel's covenant with God, he did not want the Israelites to make Moses' grave a shrine, present offerings to his spirit and worship him or attempt him to be some sort of spirit. The Old Testament makes it plain that the dead cannot be contacted. Samuel is the only known exception. God apparently commanded him to return and speak. However, Saul's sin has a sin in consulting a medium was so severe that the chronicler describes out this failure in commenting on Saul's downfall. There is never any justification for seeking advice from the dead when you have the living word of God to guide you. Now, that's an interpretation, again, of that particular event and why it is not looked on so well. Now, you have two more opinions right there. Now, the next one we're going to read is the ESV Bible, the New Standard Version, or English Standard Version Bible, Study Bible. And this is another large Bible with articles and so forth in it. Now, this one does not have, this is the only one of the three that I am using that does not have an article. It only has the notes below. So what you see so far, though, in context is that of the 6 Bibles we are using now, 3 before and 3 now, you get somewhat different feelings of what it means and different approaches. That is why, as I said before, why this is so difficult to deal with and to consult, because it is one of those passages that calls into question whether one who is a necromancer or a witch or various names that they call this person has that ability to cause someone who is dead to come into such a state as to be able to communicate with a living person, that is this woman. So when we do this last one, which we will do next, we will read that particular article and then we will discuss it a little bit. So we're going to end this now so that I don't overdo the time, and then we'll go to this ESV Bible and read its note, which is also quite interesting. So we will see you soon.